Hello everyone, this is Nandi. Welcome back to Vibrant Authentic Living. On this channel, I always share with you the wonderful fruits that I have available in Jamaica where I live. These are fruits that I have access to every single day, and I'm on a mission to get more persons to include lots and lots of fruit in their diet, because that is the best food for the human body. Now, having said that, you must be wondering, well, I know some of you know better, but the ones who don't yet know better might be saying, so if she's talking about fruit, what is she doing with a bowl of tomatoes? Well, the tomato is a fruit, but botanically it is a fruit because it contains the seed, right? So the fruit, in its most simplistic terms, is the part of the plant that contains the seed, which can propagate if you plant it. If you replant it, a new plant can come forth. That is, in a nutshell, is a fruit. So, botanically speaking, the tomato is a fruit. I saw this meme on the internet the other day. I've seen it long time. I saw it again the other day, so I know it's fairly common. So it said, what was it? Something about knowledge. For example, it would say knowledge is, or I'm trying to get the exact words. But basically it's saying, you might know that the tomato is a fruit, but wisdom is not including it in a fruit salad. And then they extended it to say, philosophy would be wondering if ketchup is a fruit smoothie. By extension, that's logic, isn't it? So if you know that tomato is a fruit, that's all well and good, but you might get into problems if someone orders a fruit salad and you include the tomato, because we're socialized to treat the tomato like a vegetable, and it is usually served with vegetables. Now, some of us who like to live on the edge, we would be the ones extending the logic then to say, well, okay, if it is a fruit, then if I am pouring barbecue sauce or ketchup on my fries, I'm really eating healthy because I'm having a fruit smoothie, am I not? Anyhow, the tomato is a member of the nightshade family. And it's funny, I should say nightshade, because the tomato is one of those plants that people throw a lot of shade on. What I mean by that, there are many persons, naturalists, persons involved in nutrition, in the natural health field, who would tell you not to consume tomato. They don't partake of the tomato or any member of the nightshade family, including peppers, because these guys tend to have some kind of notoriety attached to them. For example, The tomato is very heavily laden with lectin, and nowadays scientists are making the link between lectin consumption. Lectin is a protein very heavily contained, especially within the skin of the tomato. Research has shown that there is a connection between consumption of lectin and the irritation of the digestive tract, and once this happens, it's associated with other inflammatory processes, irritable bowel syndrome, and by extension, once that becomes an issue, the what are called immunosuppressive illnesses such as lupus and Lyme's and those kind of diseases, right? So lectin has been linked to those conditions. So persons would tell you not to partake of the tomato or any of the nightshades, because if you notice, for example, if you prepare tomato in an aluminum pot or aluminum foil, it reacts very violently with the aluminum. It will leave a very sour metallic taste in the food, and for that reason you're not encouraged to prepare. If you're going to use the tomato, you're not advised to prepare the tomato in aluminum pots, right? Because it reacts, the acid in the tomato reacts with the aluminum in the pot or in the foil. Nutritionists, particularly those in the natural health field, will also tell you that tomato is one of those foods that leave an acid ash in the body and causes the body to be acidic. Now, many fruits contain acids, but not all of them, or most of them, when processed in the body, do not leave it in an acidic state. They actually, though they contain acid, they leave the body in an alkaline state. They leave an alkaline ash. The tomato is one of those foods that leave an acid ash, as far as my research has shown. Now, I have not done any research of my own. I'm not a research scientist. I am just a regular person who loves my natural food, and I've had over 30 years experience in eating and preparing these foods and seeing how they react in my own body and my children. So that's what I'm sharing with you. I'm just letting you know based on what I've read and heard, because I do listen to a lot of persons in the natural health field, and just sharing with you the concerns that they have. So if you decide to partake of the tomato, it is a fruit. Just be careful and if you're going to cook it, don't cook it in aluminum pots or aluminum foil. Now, having said all of that, the tomato does have many benefits. So it will be up to you to weigh the pros and cons. For example, the lycopene that it contains is actually an antioxidant, and it has been seen to reduce the risk of heart disease and lower the risk of cancer, particularly prostate cancer in men. The lycopene contained within the tomato is very high also in vitamin C, potassium, vitamin K, and folate. And you know, vitamin C is very useful in the body in terms of immunity and in terms of allowing iron to be absorbed properly into the body. Vitamin K is needed for clotting of blood, and folate, particularly for pregnant women, is very good in terms of preventing certain birth defects in the fetus. Potassium is very useful in regulating the heart and the entire cardiovascular system. So as I said, it's up to you to decide if this fruit would be included in your diet. No, I personally don't partake of tomato much these days. When I was growing up, I was an avid tomato fan. I still like it. I like the flavor of it, but particularly in sauces, right? I used to just take the tomato and just it is very tasty as is, but I think I'm more inclined to stay away from it because of those negative findings that I just shared with you. So these days I hardly ever buy a tomato, but I included it because it is a fruit, it qualifies, and it does have benefits. So it's a matter of balancing out. We have to just always weigh the pros and the cons, and if you want to have it in moderation. So all of this is up to you. Alright, so that's it for the tomato. Everybody should know about the tomato. Alright, so if you want to become a supporter of the channel, just follow the link in the description, go to Patreon and sign up to become a supporter. If you have not yet subscribed to Vibrant Authentic Living, please do so, and please share the videos so others may benefit from the information. We want to get as many persons as possible eating healthy, making healthy choices, and including more and more fruit in their diet. Until next video, this is Nandi and her tomato signing out.